Well, a good evening to you all, and as you can see I'm driving a single decker bus for a change. I mean, probably 95% of the time I'm driving double decker buses. Now, single decker buses are not as heavy to drive as double deckers, they're a lot lighter, but I do prefer driving double decker buses. Now, I've actually waited 17 months to drive this route. I actually route learned this last December, which was 10 months ago. And I thought I'd get to drive it last December or January, but it's taken me this long, obviously, to somehow swap the shift and get the route. I suppose if I would have tried hard, I would have driven it earlier. But this route is quite a nice route, actually. There's a lot of left and rights, you know, and as you can see, there's a train in the background, look. Every 20 seconds, there's a train going past, it's quite funny. Look, there's another one going the other way. And that way. Oh, there's another one, there's three now, what's going on here? Is there a fourth train? Oh, it's busy Waterloo Station. Let's see if there's any more. Wait for it, there might be another one. I can hear one, Yep, there's one there, another train coming by. It's obviously late September time and I finally get to drive this route. Just thought I'd check the coolant, see if it's okay. Green light, yep, green light means I don't need to top it up. This bus is a good bus, because obviously it is a brand new bus, it's about 12 months old. And it's good to see these stickers on as well for the cyclists. It's good to have these on all the buses so that cyclists don't come down the narrow gap as they usually do, you know. I'm trying to encourage safer cycling. Anyway, a bit about this bus. It's a Dennis Enviro 200. And they're quite nice actually. It's a diesel engine, it's not a hybrid at all. But I wouldn't say they're smooth to drive. For a new bus, I'm a bit disappointed. Now, on this route, there's actually no hills whatsoever. It's really flat. It's probably the flattest route I've ever done. Just a lot of left and rights. I did get lost on the way a little bit. I was about to turn right and I realised it was the wrong way, but I guessed it right actually. Anyway, this bus actually terminates at a housing estate. So, yeah. It does feel like I'm in the middle of nowhere actually, but I think Battersea Station, you know, with the big tall chimneys, that's not far away from here. And I think there's the famous, is it Covent Garden or something, market, is not far around the corner as well. But it's nice to have a peaceful terminus, apart from the trains going by, you know. But it's good that this bus is driver friendly, well, wheelchair friendly and elderly and the disabled friendly. It's good to have these low floor buses. They really do contribute in terms of helping people get on and off the bus safely. Well, then the doors take about a few seconds to close. I don't know why, look. It takes a few seconds, I don't know why that happens. Now, as you can see in the cab area, it's a nice spacious cab, modern design. In fact, these buses are exactly the same switchgear as you get in a Dennis Enviro, was it Alexander Dennis Enviro hybrid that I usually drive on. Well, basically the double deckers have got the same switchgear, you know, the steering wheel and everything, all the switches and buttons, the same as you get on a double decker hybrid bus, as you can see right there. And it is a very lovely interior as well. Look at that, 12 months old, it's nice. The only problem I would say is if a pram or a buggy gets on here, it's not going to get through that gap. If you can see, the gap is tighter because these single decker buses are actually 6 inches, 15 centimetres narrower than a large single decker bus or a double decker bus. But obviously a small bus needs to go around this housing estate, so you know, you can't have anything really any bigger than this. And I've come through some tight gaps in this, and the cars are so tight just getting through the gap. You need a narrow bus like this. But the only thing is that you actually feel it on the speed bumps. When you go over them little small speed bumps, you know, like if you go in your car, you try and go over, is it the middle of them or is it the edge of them, so you don't, you know, scrape the underside of your car. Obviously, as you go over, it kind of goes like this. In one of these buses, it's a bit bumpy, because obviously the back axle, as you can see here, obviously is a lot narrower than a larger bus. So usually on a bigger bus, it does soak up the bumps a lot better. But I do love these, it's like a double window at the back. It's like a double glass window. It looks really cool actually. And it's a similar design that you get, I've seen on the 78 bus and a Arriva bus in the City of London. It's got a lovely double window upstairs at the back. It looks bit like a route master that does the double decker version. I think they're called E4, is it 400 City? Anyway, apart from that, these buses are not hybrid, they are diesel, so the acceleration and the braking isn't very smooth. It's a bit like a, how can I say it? We have some 2010 to 2014 buses, Enviro double deckers, normal engine, and they're not very smooth with the acceleration and braking. And this is similar, it's a normal diesel engine Enviro, and they're just not very good, you know, with acceleration and braking. So obviously there are some hybrid single decker buses we have, Wright-bodied Irish built, and they're kind of smoother than this, but they're still not the best. Another thing as well is the ticket machine is quite far away from where I'm sat in the cab, and in the normal double decker I can reach it, but in this it's just, I've got long arms and I can't reach the ticket machine, you have to reach forward. And another thing about this route as well is there's no headway, there's no 3-bar headway, which means you need to slow down because you're too close to the bus in front, and there's no 6-bar headway, which means you have to speed up as the bus behind's catching up. There's no headway, it just says plus or minus 1 minute or whatever. It's quite funny, I'm not used to that, but it's nice because I don't have anyone on the radio calling me, so this is actually a very nice route indeed. I do like it because there's no stress in that way, you know. So apart from the noisy trains in the background at the terminus, which is quite fun, I do quite like this route, and I hopefully will be doing it more. As you can see, there's another train, there you go, there's another train. I like buses more than trains. Anyway, as usual, don't forget to like and share this video, and don't forget to subscribe to Doubledeckeranton. And I'll see you all on the next video. Bye bye for now. Bye bye.